Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
This episode of TMOS is brought to you by Prosper. Prosper is a peer-to-peer lending marketplace which connects people who are looking to borrow money with those who have money to lend. Visit prosper.com/TMOS and receive a $50 Visa prepaid card when you get a loan. That's prosper.com/TMOS.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. We are all back in our respective studios.
Respective. And you know what, Mike? Thank Christ. I am so glad to have you back.
It's great to be here, and it's great to be back on the show. And lots of moving parts, and we all made it. The one with the most sleep deprivation is Mr. Oscar Santana.
I can't wait to finish this program. You know why?
Why is that?
Because then we can do another one.
You want to do a bonus today?
Oh. Okay.
Oscar lingered behind at Circus Circus to do the final accounting, and the good people at Circus Circus, much like the fact that they don't update their furniture, they don't update their numbers.
Hey, come on. I saw your suite. I saw your suite.
Yeah.
Have you seen my suite?
Yeah.
It was right next to Max.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, you know what?
My
you really
suite
did,
was very similar.
It looked like my Oscar's carpet looked like it was
It's going to be one of those shows. Okay, you talk, I talk. Okay, here we go. My suite was exactly like it was 2 years ago.
Yes.
It was the same
exactly
suite.
like it was.
Yes,
it was the same thing with the same television set that appeared to be purchased somewhere in 1975.
Who got the big corner rooms in the towers?
In the towers?
Yeah, in the towers. You were in the tower.
No, I wasn't in the tower.
But they're considered two towers.
Okay,
so the tower
I got the same room I got last
time.
Was
it a corner room with like a little waiting room?
Yeah, it was fantastic, and I assumed you had the same.
Pony, did you have a corner room with a waiting room?
I did not.
Mac, did you have one?
I did not.
Did Rofo have one?
He might have, because he was opposite me.
He did not mention a thing to me when he saw the hovel I was in.
Yeah, really, Oscar.
Were you in a small room?
Oh, small?
I was horrified when I saw Oscar's room. It really looked like the carpet was chosen to hide stains.
Yeah, and you know who had the nice room? Rofo.
Yeah, I think he did.
Oh, that's very, very bad.
He may or may not have had a threesome on Saturday morning because we haven't got that out of him.
He didn't sleep after the show, and he ended up with two, what I understand, were reasonably good-looking chicks.
Oh, yeah.
And Oscar said, well, I know you had to go and do that. And he said something about climbing the Eiffel Tower. I don't know. I don't know if that is really a badly chosen sort of,
I'm not making that up. I am not making that up.
That's true.
Mike. He left with two pretty young ladies.
Reasonably pretty.
Yes, reasonably pretty for 6 in the morning. And without getting too far ahead, I saw him walk out of what I thought was my old room from 2 years ago. And I said, hey, how'd it go last night? He goes, oh, we had a swell time.
That was very fun, you know.
We had a swell time.
Climbing the Eiffel Tower.
All right, let me ask you about Rofo. The one thing about Rofo that I noticed, because I worked in close proximity to him a couple of times, and I want to know if I'm the only one that noticed this, but during the sound check on Saturday before the show, Rofo was next to me going over some computer stuff, and I literally said to him, you need a mint. You need a mint. Did anybody else experience Rofo breath over the weekend at all?
Mike, I'm not going to be mean, but I'll say...
I'm really not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be helpful.
He worked hard. He works for free.
He does.
You know,
he works free, Oscar.
He might have been paid with flesh, our listeners' flesh this weekend, so I think he gets a pass. But before we went on stage, he said, if you need anything, let me know. And this is Saturday night, right? And I said, excuse me. He goes, let me know if you need anything like a drink or whatever. I'm your man. And I said, you know what I need? I need to give you a mint. So I gave him
what was
a
great?
mint.
It's the worst breath I've ever smelled. Rob, remember the days when you used to have the breath issue before you started flossing?
I do.
This is worse than that ever would
How could that possibly
be?
So what happened is before we got to I'm sorry, that's Rofo. Well, we got to we met up to go to meet you at the suite to go into the dressing room, and we got almost to your suite, and Oscar says, oh wait, I forgot my watch that doesn't run.
Hey, it runs. I think I have it on. It runs. It had the wrong time. It was 3 hours ahead.
But Oscar gave me to distribute to all the parties involved those horrible Listerine dissolvable breath strips that's like putting a postage stamp on your tongue that dissolves. And maybe I should have given one to Rob. That's what I don't know.
Yeah, I had to give him one.
I see.
I want to throw some compliments out to our crew. This was as far as live shows, and I have done a ton. I did a ton with the Don and Mike show. I've done a ton with the Mike O'Mara show. I've done them on the Edge. I've done a lot of these type of things. And I will tell you something, that as far as a minimal stress level, there's always going to be stress when you're doing a live show. You want it to go well. You want the crowd to be good. But as far as the machine, the mechanics of this, I have to send out kudos to everybody. Rob, Oscar, Rofo, Mac, also Pony,
Shakes.
And I really wanted to mention our DJ, Jacker, who was really, really terrific and did a great job. We did not mention him on stage. It was a big oversight. And I wanted to say thank you to him for coming out.
His technical name, and he's a big deal from Seattle. His name is A.M. Jacker. His real name, Brian Nelson. And he was so dedicated and right there every time we needed him. He got the crowd ready, and he was absolutely fantastic. And as Oscar would say, a 10. He was amazing.
He was good. He didn't bitch. He didn't complain. He just did what he needed to do, and he was a 10.
He was a 10. Brian Nelson.
So at the very
Jacker.
end, we're walking out of the building, and we're walking out of the ballroom, and he comes up and goes, "Hey, man, thank you so much." And he said, "Yeah, I kind of was waiting for a plug there." And we all were like, "Oh, no, we blew it."
Well,
we were very
I don't know if we
about
blew
that.
it, Mike, because instead of mentioning his name to 700 people, we just mentioned it to 40,000.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
thank you, Brian.
It's the bigger picture, Brian, you see.
All right. Well, Brian, we
bigger
appreciate that. However, every single trip probably has a glitch or two, and there is a particular time for me. Let me tell you two of the glitches. And Oscar's right when he mentions Rofo and Mac are our interns, and they work for free.
They do.
But they got a fabulous trip out to Reno. They got to be around what I think for any guy that age would be a hell of a lot of fun. And I would tell you, there are two things that I noticed, okay? We had a 2.5-hour autograph signing session after the show on a Saturday night. And our guys are responsible. We asked them to step up and take pictures for people. And they did okay, but it just got to a point where after maybe 50 of these, you'd think that there's not a camera, there's not a technology in the world that wouldn't be bing, bang,
It should be
boom.
like Best Buy. This is how everything works. Boom, bang.
Between Pony and Rofo and Mac and Oscar getting more and more frustrated with just the lack of focus, because they were done. Am I right about that? We were doing the meet and greet, but they were done. They were done. Pony had his martini and was like, "Pony, move the line. Pony, move." If you said it once, you said it 750 times.
Mike, are
Oscar,
you familiar? Are you familiar with the way sitcoms used to end in the 1980s with a freeze frame?
Yes.
There would be a joke. It would say, yeah, but I'm not carrying a sausage. Boom, and everyone would just freeze and would say, directed by Assad Killada. Every time Mac or Rofo grabbed a camera, it was the end of a sitcom. They would get up there and they'd stay still for 35 seconds. They'd say, "There's no
ludicrous.
flash. There's no flash. I can't do it."
And in Mac's case, it was taking the camera tentatively and then being so afraid of social interaction, not even thrusting the camera back into the hands of the drunk people that had seen the show, which is all we wanted them to do. That's all we wanted them to do. And finally, he was dismissed, and he had to move on to
We forced him to take a break and rest up.
Because he was shaking.
He was
shaking in his orange tuxedo.
He's wearing his orange tuxedo. And I think my favorite one is we get and if you look, all of the pictures, we're in the same pose.
Yeah.
We got really good at smiling.
We did.
We're waiting there 35 seconds, and Max says the lock screen is on.
Yeah, and it's just so. Unfortunately,
That's
look,
the one thing we got to work on.
They did.
Yeah, we got to let them know it doesn't stop when the show is over.
No.
But they did fine.
Yes.
And you know what? If that's all we got, that's all we got. I have no complaints.
That's all we
but
got.
Yeah.
There's one particular. So the morning after, it was a very late night. I was probably more fatigued than I ever thought I could ever be. You would think that just meeting people and signing autographs that it wouldn't be. I had a crash like you wouldn't believe. We got done. I don't know if you guys noticed. I literally sprinted out of the casino.
You
because
disappeared.
I literally went from the table. I said, that's it. We're all done. I said, thanks, guys. Sprinted to the hotel, went into the room, got in bed, and went to sleep. That's how quick it was.
The only time I've seen you move that fast in a casino was towards a table.
And really, Mr. Johnny Gambler, I mean, it takes an awful lot for me not to want to linger in a casino. I want to stay. But I went out, and then the next day, it was time to get going. And once again, with the theme of this trip being my guys have my back. I've never felt it more. I've never felt more support and everybody having their S together. Oscar was on it and was texting me because I forgot that I have a very vital piece of equipment to this podcast that I needed to carry back with me to Florida. And Oscar reminded me, and it was here we go. Once again, somebody has my back. And so I say, awesome. He said, Mac's going to bring you the equipment you need. Mac had worked on an iPad for me, got it fixed for me, and also a piece of equipment we need. And Mac was going to bring it to the room. And I said, great. And Oscar calls me at about 9:40.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, no problem. He texts me. I said, okay, yeah, 10:15, have Mac come to the room.
Yeah.
And suddenly all the joy and all the support and everything that I like, I realized there's one thing. There is. Don't get happy. That is the truest thing in the world.
True.
Don't get happy.
Gospel words.
And so I get to the room at about 10 o'clock, and I text Oscar again. I said, at the room now, Mac can come ahead whenever he wants.
Yeah.
Now, foolish me. At that point, I figure, okay, instead of 10:15, he's going to get there about 10 minutes after. And I'm realizing at this point also that I've got the earliest flight of the day, and I got to get over to the airport. Carla's going to come with me, and that's when the time starts ticking by, and I start to realize that punctuality is my thing because
Always
in the
has
world
been.
of broadcasting, 10:15 to me is 10:10. Okay?
Yeah.
10:15 to me is 10:15. And each minute after 10:15, especially when I have to be in an airport to get a flight, is an hour. It's not a minute, it's an hour. It is absolutely killing me. So with, you might say, oh, it's just a minute. Well, each minute that ticks by with Mac not getting there was getting me angrier and angrier and angrier because it's just my thing. And it's especially my thing when I gotta travel, when I have to be in an airport. So we went from waiting at the room, it's 10:15, he's not there, it's 10:16, he's not there, it's 10:17, he's not there. I said, Carla, let's just take the suitcases and we'll meet him down at the elevator. That'll buy us some time. 10:18 comes by, he's not there. 10:19 comes by, he's not there. And now I'm white hot. And 10:20, about 10:21, the elevators open up, and he ambles off the elevator. I said, get back on the elevator. We're going down. And then he got the old-fashioned, full-fledged Mike O'Mara full-blown meltdown. But meltdown that everybody has seen regarding punctuality because it's my one thing.
Yeah.
Mac, did you expect that there was going to be that kind of reaction?
Not that big. I did expect a reaction. I did screw up completely on that, so I
that's been established.
I
Why?
deserved it.
Why were you 6 minutes late? You were on the property.
I went to the wrong tower.
Yes.
No, did you go to the Tower of London?
I went.
Was it leaning? Was it in Pisa?
But can I say something once again? In the going to the wrong tower doesn't matter, and it's the same way it's the same way that Don Geronimo and I used to go to a live appearance, and inevitably we would see each other circling the block 15 to 20 minutes before we were going to be there. Why? Because you always allow. You could have gone to the wrong tower there. When did you leave with that vital piece of audio equipment in your hot little hand? When did you leave to come to my room?
About 10:10.
There it is.
Yeah.
And there it is. And that's the thing. See, it just doesn't and didn't we learn a valuable lesson, Mac? Didn't we learn a valuable
Yes, definitely.
lesson?
Can you tell us the lesson, Mac?
Don't be late.
What
about
what
more?
did he say exactly? And were you shaking up when you were? Because when I talked to you, because we were suite mates, unfortunately.
Yes.
I heard you amble into your room through the thin wall, and I said, "Hey, how'd it go?"
Is that before or after you texted me asking for Ambien?
That was before, because I hadn't slept yet.
That's right.
And he said he talked to me, and I said, "What do you mean
Hey,
he
a new
talked to
voice!
you?"
A new voice from
This is
Oscar.
Mac. He goes, he gave me a talking to, and I said, "All right, man, great work. Good night."
Oh, that's nice.
It was double bit. It was George S. Patton. It
Oh,
really was.
man.
Yeah, it was loud and
You
loud
do
and strong.
leave late though, and you do take your time, and
Yeah.
you're learning that as a young man. You will learn to get out of that routine.
Yes, and I do know better now. I will not make that mistake
Yesterday,
again.
okay, for example,
He won't.
we asked Mac to get down to the ballroom, the Mandalay Ballroom,
Right.
at 6:30, right?
Exactly 6:30.
On Saturday at 6:23 p.m., I'm talking to Mac about a small situation I had.
Okay.
And then I realized that he had to be down at the ballroom at 6:30, and he was still wearing his beat-up T-shirt and gym shorts. And I said, "Where's your tuxedo?" He goes, "It takes me 2 seconds to change." I said, "Go now."
2 seconds.
Mac, are you chronically late? Are you a tardy guy?
My entire
normally? Do you
family
know?
is chronically
Okay,
late.
that's
Yeah,
not
there
the
we go.
answer.
But so yes,
God, he was late answering that.
Now I feel good. But on a good note, Mac, you did fix the iPad
Yes,
and did
I figured it
a
out.
stellar job
Look
and
at
did a
you.
really, really wonderful job. And
Thank you.
as far as I was probably a little over the top yelling at you. And
I know.
just-
No,
so
not
to
you.
our listening
No,
audience-
No.
Yeah, you're right. Don't get happy. No regrets. Yeah, don't do it again.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Jesus, I'm tired. So f***ing tired. You know how tired I am? If some girl came up to me, begged me to f*** her, I couldn't do it.
Dad,
That's how tired I am.
watch the language, huh?
She's listening to music. Olive, I'll give you $1 million if you turn around. See?
All right, but the rest of
Oh,
us.
the rest of you. Can I give you some advice? Well, I'm going to give it to you anyway. I don't want you making the same mistakes I made when I was young.
Can't wait to hear this.
Dwayne, that's your name, right? Dwayne? This is the voice of experience talking. Are you listening? A lot of women, Dwayne.
Hey.
Not just one woman.
Dad.
A lot of women.
That's enough, all right?
Are you getting any?
Dad,
You can tell me, Dwayne. Are you getting any?
come on, please.
No? Jesus. You're what, 15? My God, man.
Dad.
You should be getting that young
Dad.
stuff. That young stuff's
Hey.
the best stuff in the whole world.
Hey, Dad, that's enough. Stop
Will
it.
you kindly not interrupt me, Richard? See, right now, you're jailbait, they're jailbait. It's perfect. I mean, you hit 18. Man, you're talking about 3 to 5.
Hey, I will pull this truck over right now.
So pull the truck over. You're not going to shut me up. F*** you. I can say what I want.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
Great to be back on the show, live from the Cappy Piper Studios and Herb Worldwide. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services. Great to meet all those wonderful people from Encore over the weekend. We have over 25.5 million downloads. We're heard daily at MikeO'MaraShow.com and exclusively over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks!
You know, we're going to talk a lot about Reno today, but let's turn our attentions to Tabor, Iowa.
Let's what?
Turn our attentions to
He said
Tabor,
toot.
Iowa.
Did you say toot our attentions?
Are we really going to focus on that? For Christ's sake. One misstep.
Let's
I've had a
toot
weekend.
our attention.
All right. Let's toot our attention, Mike. Let's toot all of our attention. And you know what? I like to quote, if I may, Ecclesiastes. There is a season. Toot, toot, toot. Tabor, Iowa's own Nate Meyer, number 33, a running back. Oscar, what do you know about
Nate
him?
Meyer. When he's not pounding those pads, he's pounding you know what.
Yeah, he gets laid all the time.
Allegedly.
The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily podcast and radio show with the greatest listeners on the planet.
Why is that, Mike?
Because they get it. You know, the holidays are upon us, and now more than ever, we need to remind you of one very important fact. Shopping through our Amazon portal remains the single best way to support this show. Remember, it doesn't cost a penny extra, and it means the world to us. The next time you need to buy anything, just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon or click the Amazon button on our website, then shop like you normally would. It's that simple. And really, this is the time of year. Right now.
Yes.
Right now it starts. In earnest, go through the Mike O'Mara Show page to get your Amazon shopping done, and it benefits the show because you love it. Our TMOS listener purchase of the day. Rob Spiewak, take it away.
Oh, Mike, you're going to love it. It's the DeWalt 80-piece professional drilling and driving set. It includes a magnetic bit tip tray and a hard plastic storage and carrying case. Makes being handy a snap. From DeWalt. Back to you, Betty.
Great set. I have that
You
same
see,
set.
you
Great
do.
set.
Great stuff. Amazon has everything. If you need it, Amazon's got it. Always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. The best way to save money and support this show. Bookmark Amazon at MikeO'MaraShow.com and get ready for your easiest holiday shopping ever. And send us your big-ticket items. We'd love to hear about it. If you're buying paper clips, we're not necessarily interested. But if you go crazy and get something really neat, like when I got my gas grill. Yeah, it does, Oscar. It really does. But I'm not going to be talking about paper clips. Anyway, welcome to the show.
If you get a lot of whiteout.
Can I say something real quick, Mike?
Yes, go right ahead.
You were very kind. You thanked all of us. I want to thank you for playing in pain and coming back. Mike, I have missed you. I'm not a hardened, blackened soul like this asshole to my left.
I understand.
It is so nice to have you back, and I know I speak on behalf of the listeners. Glad to have you where you belong.
Well, I feel good, and I really, really feel
Hope you
good to
enjoyed
be
your
back on the
vacation.
show. And it was. Hey ho! Hey ho! Hey ho! Hey ho! Hey ho! There was only one moment backstage right before we did our pre-show and had the people come back, where I was walking down the hallway, and I don't know what it was.
I saw it.
But the antibiotics and everything else just got me, and I had a moment. I was walking down the hallway. Nobody was near me. Rob saw the aftermath.
I saw
of
the
it,
aftermath
you,
to a point where I
couldn't
actually
believe
said,
you asked me about it because I felt like a little. And I was just like, whoa.
Are you
kind of
okay?
grabbed the wall, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. And then all was well. Took a little aspirin and was feeling good, and it was great to do that. It was just I put it on my Facebook page, and I meant it from the bottom of my heart. I've always been aware since we've done this podcast of the level of passion that people have for our show, but that particular night was the best it's ever been for me. It was just nonstop, and the kindness of people, one after the other, telling us what our little thing that we do every day means to them was maybe because I had been under the weather, that I just took it to heart. Yes, near death, Rob.
That's right.
Maybe because of that, I took
one
it to
foot
heart.
in the grave, Mike.
I truly, it just felt great, and I hope that my brief little statement on social networking communicated that to people. But it was fantastic, and it was just a great weekend. It was a great turnout, and we had a really, really, really good time. With that said, that is one bitch of a place to get to.
Tell me
and
about
to get
it.
from.
Ugh.
It is just man. And air travel is, to me, now it gets worse and worse and worse. I'm fine leaving the hotel, waiting in the airport. Airport, no problem at all. The actual process, as soon as you're about ready to get on those sardine cans, is just. It's despicable.
It's
and they're
I
making.
remember when first class used to be first class.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely, baby. Yeah, absolutely.
the only thought I had, Mike.
No, I'm not lying. I didn't sit in first class.
Well,
I don't think you did either.
When
Rob.
I was
I
flying
don't
back,
think even my generation, Oscar, I don't think even my generation knows what real first class on an airline. Airlines used to be. My parents would tell me that they used to do, when my father worked for an insurance company, they had one big trip a year where he had to go out on the company's dime to entertain independent insurance agents.
Yeah,
That was his job, and he loved it more. It was my parents' only real vacation of the year where they got to get away, and they go to places like Miami, and they go to New Orleans, and
but
they
he
go to
would
San
work.
Francisco.
Your father would work.
Well, he'd have to work,
Yes,
but they still
but he
looked
loved
at it as fun
Yeah.
because they hosted parties. That's what, and the company would fly them first class.
I'll give you an
And
example.
He said it was amazing.
Planes have changed, but some of them haven't, and the majority haven't.
That's
when I
right.
went out there, I flew American Airlines, paid full price.
That's ironic.
And then Skyjet, which was fine, but that wasn't that great.
Made myself
But on my
laugh.
way out there, I had a new plane, had a screen in front of me, had all these options.
Right.
On the way back, I had an old plane.
757.
And I sat in, 7D, right? 7D, if you're
Right.
familiar with airplanes, is the one where they had the little see-through curtain and you see all of first class.
Yes.
So I'm at the front, right up front of coach.
Yes.
And I
Right.
look into first
Bulkhead.
class and I said, what a world, what a life. And I looked over and I said, these seats are no better than those seats.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
an old plane that they probably paid 3 times the price for.
Yeah.
Do you know, because I know you're not a phobic flyer like me, do you pay attention to the equipment that you're flying on? Were you on a 757?
No, it was an older plane. I don't pay
Was it
attention that
3 and
much.
3?
It was 3 and 3. Yes.
That probably was a 757. I had Airbus 319s for 3 of the 4 legs, and that's a
Did
pretty
you have
nice.
new ones?
Yes, they were
All
very
right,
nice.
let me tell you about the new ones, and you know this, Rob. The new ones have less room in them than
Yes,
the old ones.
You're right.
They have managed to shrink the seats and actually jam more rows in there. On the only flight where I truly felt like I was losing circulation in my legs was the A19, the new one, where I just don't even know how it's functional to have that little space between you and the seat in front of you. It was absolutely ridiculous.
It's horrible.
And I jotted this down during my trip, and I will say this, that I remember flying. I've flown all my life, and I've flown all over the world. I really have. And I thank you. Thank you very much.
One pass member.
Is it because the planes are older, or do people just stink now more than they ever have
People
before?
stink.
They don't
People
care.
stink.
They stink.
What
They
happened to
stink on
dressing
ice.
up to travel?
Yeah, put on
what
a
happened
tie.
It is so gross.
to
Yeah.
dressing up like if you're going to some sort of dinner or business meeting?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Not like you're
I
going
was-
to your friend's house to sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
I felt like total ass that day. I still got up. I got in the shower. I actually spritzed on a little nice stuff because
Sure.
I know I'm going to be in close proximity to people all day long. And I will tell you, I got on that first leg from Reno to I was flying through Phoenix, Arizona.
Beautiful.
And
man, lucky man.
I sat there and I was just like, it's just, and then some people got on, and well, let's be honest, it was Oscar's people who got on the plane because the Spanish was flying. They did not stink. What they brought stunk. They opened up their food that they traveled with, and suddenly it was the smell, and it was not pleasant.
What were they eating?
It was not.
Something
They were
local?
eating. It was something that was in
Fajitas?
a wrap.
Did you-
It was something in a wrap.
You know what?
It was
That's-
gross.
That's pretty bad. Up to now, my biggest pet peeve is when people sit down and immediately eat Chinese food. But there was this
God.
total stain that was our row on the 4th leg was me on the aisle, Jimmy in the middle. Jimmy Cerrito in the middle,
Jimmy!
and then this pain in the ass stain
Jimmy stinks.
on the
Jimmy
window.
stinks of booze.
Yeah, he smelled a little of vodka. And this guy sat down and began to open up an elaborate package, and he said, "Look at this. Caesar salad. Sorry, I don't have enough to share." And I wanted
He
to
said
say,
that?
"Oh, I wanted to kill
my
this guy." And Jimmy looked at me, and when
What an
Jimmy
a-hole.
does not get pissed off ever, and this guy pissed Jimmy off, and I just
Right.
wanted to say to the guy, I said, "Oh wow, something that has garlic and anchovies. Good choice." And then
Let me just here's a little bulletin, okay? Yeah, I know it's a 3.5, 4-hour flight, okay?
Right.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, have your I'm sorry, you're gonna have to edit. Have your fucking food in the airport, okay?
Yes.
You don't need to bring it. Do you have to stuff your cake hole everywhere? I mean, I was on a 4-hour flight from Phoenix to Tampa, Florida, and you know what? I didn't get up
Tampa.
to pee. I didn't
No.
eat. I had a Diet Coke that the flight attendants brought me for the whole goddamn trip, and there are people that get the buffet out
Oh,
for
I
the
know.
entire time. And guess what? You know what happens? Manuel, when you're done having
hey,
your
hey, hey,
stink
hey.
food, your crap food that stunk the entire air. You know what's going to happen? In about an hour and a half, that's going to go through into your small intestine, which probably functions a lot better than mine.
Don't be jealous.
And then it's gonna come out the other end, and I got that too.
that
I don't know
food-
what was happening.
What you're thinking?
that food is gonna jump the anal wall
Oh my
and
god!
make a break for it.
Just so you are. Here's the thing, travelers. You're traveling on an airplane. You are in such close proximity. Hygiene. You should practice it.
Yes.
You should, because they're not going to clean the planes. So clean yourselves. And
Yes.
I was stunned at the lack of it. I was really stunned. Look, you don't have to put on a sport coat. You don't need to, put on your Sunday best.
No.
You don't. But hey, how about just soap and water? How about maybe running a comb through your hair or showering a little bit? I do.
I know.
And it's not that much of an effort to do that. And, I think it starts, ladies and gentlemen, it starts with our interns. I think that's exactly where we get
Okay, well, yeah.
Oh, I saw a picture of them.
We could lead by
They
example.
dress like they're all going to a summer party. Let's all fly together and then sleep together.
It's Rob Ford's Rockin' Sleepover.
I'll take the suite and not tell Oscar.
We're going to take a break. And we go to break right now with the fabulous Four Tops, and I identified this as the Spinners.
Thought it was the
you know.
Spinners, Mike.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rob. Thanks for playing this. Way to go. Way to remember that. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. You're listening to the Mike O'Mara Show.
You know what's a good show from Mike O'Mara Radio Entertainment? Cake and Cookies. It stars Rob Spiewak.
This is Larry King dropping in.
Hi, Larry. I'm just telling people about Cake and Cookies. It stars Rob Spiewak and Katie Von Herman and...
I can never eat snails.
Thanks, Larry, but I don't know that that's really relevant.
Tomatoes are good, but they have to be red.
And they talk about what's going on in their lives and...
There's never been a bad M&M candy.
Thank you, Larry. And I'll answer your questions and play some music and have some...
They say it's bad for you, but I still like sweet and low.
Larry, please, I'm talking to you.
Every month is blueberry month for me.
Larry, do you mind? It's a great way to spend a little over an hour. The show drops every Wednesday.
Whatever happened to Funkin' Wagnall's Encyclopedia?
Larry. The show drops every Wednesday, and you can find it right here from More Broadcasting.
Honey Nut Cheerios have a lot more pizzazz than regular Cheerios.
Thank you, Larry, for More Broadcasting. It's Cake and Cookies. All Rob, all Katie, no Larry.
Do you know that more people buy tortillas than buy hamburger buns?
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Movember's here. Time to grow a mustache this month to show support for men's health issues, and I'm here to tell you about Harry's.com. One of the great things about Harry's, on Saturday, I don't have a 5 o'clock shadow. I'm not like Richard Nixon, where at the end of the day I'm going to have a growth of beard. But I shaved in the morning, and then I took another shower in the afternoon. And I was debating because I didn't have much of a beard, but I had enough where I said, I'll do this because you worry about razor burn.
Yes.
Not with Harry's, people. Not with Harry's. I had a beautiful second shave on Saturday because their blades are the best. Even if you grow a mustache, you still have to shave. You need Harry's, the official razor partner for the Movember Foundation. Harry's was started to create a better shaving experience for all men. They ship from their factory in Germany. You're going to love it. The starter set, this is a great deal. $15. You get a razor, 3 blades, and your choice of Harry's shave cream or the new foaming shave gel. And as always, free shipping and your satisfaction is guaranteed. Go to Harry's.com now, and Harry's will give you $5 off your first order. Just type in our code, TMOS. That's HARRYS.com, and enter coupon code TMOS at checkout for this limited time offer and change the way you shave forever.
I'm thinking about keeping this wrestling promoter mustache, Mike.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I thought you looked good with your, with your tuxedo with the leopard.
Yeah, a little understated, I thought.
No, I thought it was a good ensemble, Divine. I thought you did a very nice job.
So you went to bed right after the show?
I was in bed. I was literally walking through the door, peeling off clothing, and fell into the bed. And Carla came up to the room maybe 3 hours later. I was out.
Yeah, I saw Carla.
I didn't have any more.
I saw Carla in the casino in one of the bars hanging with some listeners.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, my God, there is no way this should be happening.
Yes.
I think they'd had her cornered, and she needed
She's
rescuing.
trapped.
So I walked over to try and give her an out, and she basically said, step off.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time. So
Step off.
Step off, Tiny. I'm enjoying my
I'll tell
night.
you, Oscar, were you surprised at the chick magnet of our little trio being Rob Spiewak? The ladies
I
love
didn't notice
Bobo.
that.
I
didn't
did.
notice that. No.
I noticed it that the ladies.
Well, because he
really
also
love-
fosters a life with them on Facebook throughout the year, so this is just a payoff.
really, I
He
fostered
knew
that.
he knew everybody's name. Everybody's name. It was actually
I'm going to say
pretty
something
impressive.
for our
I
boy,
appreciate
for our
that.
boy Rob A. right here. This is going out to
I
specifically
barely
to
recognize
Rob's
Marcus
family.
Thunder.
Rob has returned to the bosom of his family after busting his ass to entertain people, and Rob is always on. Rob is on more than any of us are on all the time in the meet and greet line. He is on, and so
to
this
a point
message
where it
goes out
pisses you off, Mike.
to Julia Spiewak and to Carrie Spiewak.
Yeah.
Julia and Carrie. Now I understand, Julia. I know you're a good kid, and I know you really want to go to that concert, okay? Your dad was busting his ass all weekend long, okay? I just want to make it real clear. I know it's real important for you to see this band.
She wants to see the Fall Out Boy, Mike.
But let me just say, Julia, your dad worked real hard, okay? He really, really worked hard, and it would have been nice to see the family acknowledge that, but it was like 5 seconds. Great show, Rob. Julia wants to go to the concert. Julia wants to go to the concert. Julia wants to go to the concert.
I got a text.
It was
I got a
nonstop.
text from Julia at 7:35. We hit the stage at 8.
Listen to this.
Got a text from Julia. It said, "Dad, I'm within 52 votes of number 1. Can you post something on Facebook?" I text back, honey, I'm a little busy tonight, maybe tomorrow. She said, oh, yeah, the show. Good luck with that.
Yeah. And Carrie was kind of posting things like, hey, congratulations on a great show. And don't forget, Julia's like 10 votes away from her doing it. It's like, stop it!
Day of. I know everybody's excited for the big Reno show.
Ridiculous.
But you should be excited for voting for Julia, too.
Yes,
I'm like, come on, lady.
Hey, you know what?
I felt like I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Come on.
She's a bitch on wheels, but goddamn it, she's my bitch on wheels.
Well,
in some way, I would be surprised if it hadn't happened that way.
Well,
but you know what?
How
I
about
love her
it's a team
dearly.
effort.
Yeah,
We're not married to her, so we can say this.
Yeah, well, you know
Knock
what?
it off, lady.
And also, and while we're saluting our favorites,
Just non-stop. Jesus
Mike,
Christ,
I am
buy a ticket.
I'm truly.
Really, for Christ's sake, buy a goddamn ticket.
I am truly
I'll pay
a
for it.
blessed
I'll buy
man.
your tickets. I'll buy your tickets for Christmas. I'll give Julia a Christmas present. If you don't win the contest, I'll buy you 2 tickets to go see the show. You're not going to be in the front row, but you know,
I am
have fun.
truly a blessed man, and it gets paid back to me in spades. And I knew this was happening when I got to the airport on Sunday morning. And guess who was on my flight? Dennis Murphy.
You
And
lucky
it was
man.
great, hungover Dennis, who got to the gate, and no one was paying attention to him because we all physically hurt from the day before. So he does something, Mike, that I forgot that he does, and it's so wonderfully charming. He comes into the airport, and when no one says hi to him, he walks the length of those leather chairs and goes,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah. No.
He's
Well, when he-
humming a song called "Look at Me."
No, it's Sonar.
He still
Just looking
still
for
did
his
it.
friends.
He still did it to me when I was doing the impressions on stage.
He couldn't
and that's
have
his
done
moment.
it any worse. He is
That's
such
his
a
moment.
cancer. He is
Yes,
a cancer.
He
He truly
is. He
is.
is. But he gets
was-
credit for coming out to Reno on his own dime.
No, he
really-
doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Why does he? He
because he's
paid
been
for
with
an,
us-
he paid for an airplane ticket and he got it. Big deal.
He's
Thousands of
been
people
with
do
me
this every day.
Rob, calm down. He's been with me
Yeah,
since the very beginning.
Why do you hate him so much?
Why do you
hate
like him so
Whoa,
much?
why is Julia's thing on my front page of my Facebook page?
Just happened to me too.
I'm over this.
Oh God, do you think Carrie paid to promote it?
Delete.
But also,
What
there
is-
was-
Remove
all right, what
tag.
is her
I'm
little
out.
thing that she
Enough
is
of her,
just
more of us.
going nuts over? What is this band we're talking about
it's
here?
Fallout Boy. It is her
Right.
favorite band, and it is a contest to be the ultimate Fallout Boy fan, where you make a video and you post it. People vote.
Mike, there's been so much talk about this last week on the
it's
program.
insane.
Enough
It's insane.
already.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
If
You guys
anybody
talked about
else,
it while I was
please.
gone?
There was a third segment about it. I think at the second one you would have been, no more. We've done enough for your girl. Let's move on.
Does she have to be
now
number
who's
one?
kissing ass.
Does she have to be
kissing
number
ass.
one to get what does she get?
It
What
is.
she- what
It
does
is
she-
airfare, a meet and greet, backstage access, and one-on-one time with the band. It's
Was
a
she
pretty
going
cool
to LA?
price.
Is that where
I
they're
think
gonna be in
it's-
LA?
I think it's a Florida concert that they do it.
Do you
for.
know what's more important? A college tuition. And
Not-
that's what we're trying to do here. So let's all work hard for the bigger picture.
But we wish her the
Is
best.
she-
but I
is she
realize the
happy? Is
priorities
she
are
acknow-
misplaced. Yes.
Is she acknowledging your efforts and the fact that you're not just a tool for her little whim? That you are, you're slaying the dragon.
Well,
there?
Mike,
I mean,
she's
I'm just
always-
curious about.
she's
I'm
always
concerned
felt-
about you, believe it or not.
She's always felt that I'm a tool. But the thing is that they're not really aware, I think, of the big deal of what happened this weekend, because I've not seen them since I've gotten home. They were
Right.
asleep when I got home, and they were gone to school by the time I got up this morning. So I've not seen them. I
Well,
do think
where's
on
the other
Thursday
kid in
morning,
this?
Robert, he's, I mean, same
how's
thing.
he do? Well, how's he doing? Because I mean, this is like the neglected child. It's like Julia.
He is not neglected. As a matter of fact, do you know that tomorrow night I will be going to a ceremony where he will get a pin for his first quarter in middle school. He got straight A's. He's never done it before.
Hey, now there you go.
And I
Now
couldn't
that's
be
what
any
we're talking
prouder.
about.
That's
Yeah.
right. So that is
That ought to be on the front page
Yeah.
of Facebook.
no, because Carrie doesn't love him. She loves, and also,
Whoa. This is getting real.
I will tell you the real thing
That's
behind this.
awkward.
Do you know why Carrie is so excited about Julia winning the contest?
I have no idea.
It's a little phrase called Julia's +1. Because Julia will need a chaperone to take her to the concert.
Oh my God!
It's
It's
the selfish me. Nothing,
There it
has nothing to
is.
do with Rob.
It's the selfish, clear your throat. And
Hey,
it is-
man. This is your wife.
I
Who, by
know.
the way, Mike, you probably missed it last week because you were under the weather. He had to ask his mom to borrow money to buy an iPad for the show. This is the same wife that every month says, "Why is the disbursement so low?" It's because you don't support him.
Well, you know, what can you do? What can you do at this point? At this point, I'm thinking if we can get her to this concert for a couple days, that's the best Christmas present for everybody because she's at the concert and I'm not. So everybody, that's what's up.
You're good.
Does
father.
she have to be number one? Does she have to be number one?
It is apparently the rules are sort of amorphous and changing at all times.
What's going on now?
But the way it looks now is that everybody gets one vote, and the winner will be chosen based on number of votes and quality of video submitted. And Julia has an exceptional video.
Her video is great.
She did a great job. So I think there is a chance that she is still in this.
What's the number of
How
votes?
long? How long is this contest going for?
I think it's 6 more days. It was like a 20-day contest.
Blow my brains out.
I know.
Please.
Guys,
Hey,
I'm so
by the
sorry.
way, if you post this on my wall and tag me, I will defriend you. I am off with this
look at
bandwagon.
this. Look at
Just
this.
so you know.
That's right.
I can't handle this. This would be 21 days of voting.
That's right. 21 days of Carrie.
God.
She's my 20 wonderful wife, Mike. And you know what?
that's
It's fun
wonderful.
when she gets excited. Up to now, the only thing that's ever excited her is the show Judge Alex. So I think this is a big deal. She's coming out of her shell. Pretty soon we'll decrease the meds.
At least you didn't wreck your car.
Oh yeah. We'll take a break. Come back with more on that. We'll have a celebrity question when we come back. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. As always, when I travel, it's so nice to get back home and crawl into that sleep number bed. I slept like a baby last night. Holiday times can be hectic times. Routine changes with travel, shopping, scheduling, and holiday parties. Luckily, one thing stays the same, and it is my wonderful sleep number bed. The only thing missing is Mrs. O'Mara, who's in Virginia, driving down tomorrow. So
Soon,
I
Mike.
miss her,
Very
yes.
soon.
No matter how busy I am the day before, I always wake up perfectly rested and refreshed thanks to my Sleep Number bed. Every Sleep Number bed is available with Sleep IQ technology. It shows what affects you and your sleep for better or worse, and it can even help prevent snoring. Sensors work with the dual-layer technology inside my bed to track how well I'm sleeping. I learn every morning how I'm sleeping and how I can make it better. It's the coolest. My Sleep Number setting is an 80. Carlos is an 85. See why Sleep Number was named the best of 2014 by a leading consumer magazine. And right now, you can save $300 on a Sleep Number P5 bed. It's their most popular bed. No better sleep. Find your Sleep Number setting today only at one of the 450 Sleep Number stores nationwide. You can find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. That's 800-511-0061. And don't forget to tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you.
Yay, Mike.
Woo! All right, ready for a little Q&A, a little guessing game?
Yes, I love it.
Guessing game.
Are we allowed to do the yes/no thing, like a 20 questions?
Yeah,
Okay,
you
good.
can do
Yeah.
this. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Celebrity alert on my plane. Somebody that got a chance to fly in the front of the plane, not me.
The four
somebody who was
tops.
in first. No.
Okay.
You can ask a question, I'll answer it.
All right.
Celebrity on my first leg of my flight.
May I lead?
From-
May I lead with this? All right. So they're leaving Reno.
And I will tell you, my flight was from Reno to Phoenix, Arizona. Quick little hour and 15-minute flight.
Is it someone from the world of motion pictures?
No.
Okay.
That is incorrect,
a musical
Rob
artist.
Spivak. No. It is not a musical artist. No.
So
Is
two
it-
dings.
Two buzzers. Two buzzes. Is it someone in the world of politics?
No.
Oh, what
Is
else?
anybody keeping track of the questions?
Yes.
That's
Okay,
three.
very good.
That's three. What about, is it someone that's a B-list celebrity? B.
Have they ever been on a reality show?
You're going to get it quick now. You're going to get it quick.
Is it a housewife?
No.
Is it a Jersey Shore?
Let me give you a hint. It's hint time. It's hint time.
Hint time. Hint time.
I was awkward. I was uncomfortable.
Is it a Jersey Shore person?
No.
Pauly D
Seven.
spins down there once in a while.
Exactly.
Think about that hint that I gave you that I was
It was
uncomfortable.
oh, whose turn is it? Yours or
My
mine?
turn.
Okay.
Is it a black man?
No. is that based on the fact that I said I was uncomfortable?
Mike,
Such an
I think
ass.
the uncomfortable hint has put me on the right path. Is
know,
it someone who has been on the stage with us in Reno before?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Is it
All right,
Dennis
you got it,
Hoff?
Oh
Dennis
my
Hoff.
God!
The greatest pimp in the world. And
Wow.
the bottom line it was with Dennis. He's a nice enough guy, but we got some feedback from our listeners the last time we did a show in Reno that both men and women felt a little uncomfortable
Well,
with
Mike, anytime you
with the
do a
hookers
show-
up on the stage.
Anytime you do a show, I mean, even if everything is great, there's always got to be something that someone's not happy with. Everybody has a least favorite aspect of the show. So even if
Right.
it's just a B+, if it's their least
Yes.
favorite thing, and also, to be fair, we promised an all-new show.
Yeah,
And
all-new show.
we've
Yeah.
had that guest before, and he was great.
Was he there alone, or was he traveling with a companion?
He had a young lady on the right side. He was flying
wow.
first class. I don't know where he was going. My buddy
I'm
Rich,
guessing a
who,
clinic.
I'm not sure. My buddy Rich, who was on the same flight, he was traveling to Los Angeles
okay.
ultimately, and so I hung out with him. But he recognized him too, and I just because Rob, you know better than I. Had they made any kind of overture to us that they wanted to?
It's
didn't
funny.
we have somebody from the Bunny Ranch that was in the audience?
Yeah,
that night?
Sam, the press guy for the Bunny Ranch, actually stopped by and stayed for the bulk of the show, and he had a great time. He sent his
Good. He's
thanks.
a nice guy.
He is a good
Very
guy,
nice.
and he's helped us out in the past. But the thing about the Bunny Ranch is that they don't contact you much, only about twice a week, asking to have Dennis on the show. And when they find out that we were going to be in Reno, they really wanted to be a part of it again. And why not? They're very, when you get right down to it, he's the only man who works in prostitution that's ever called me at home. He's a nice guy, this Dennis Hoff. But the thing is we had promised an all-new show. They would have provided anything. They would have done anything we asked them to, but we wanted to give an all-new show.
Hookers for the entire crew.
Yeah, so we had to demur.
Rofo would have liked that. Rofo probably
would
would
have. He
enjoyed
would
that.
have.
He didn't have to pay with it. That's sweet.
I got a gift card. I'm surprised.
Hey, listen, and the really and the
I've made
the
it.
slogan,
I'm an Oscar sweet.
the slogan at the Bunny Ranch, and you can see it's on the sign when you go out there. If you take a limo out to the Bunny Ranch, is they never complain about your breath.
Aw, poor Rofo.
I'm sorry.
Well, Mike, they
I
actually
want him to fix it, Oscar. That's why I mentioned it.
Hey,
I
you
want
gotta
him to
tell
fix
him.
it.
You gotta tell him. You're
You
absolutely
have
right.
to be
come to
honest.
Jesus.
And
Love it. Come to Jesus.
Speaking of fix it, what happened to your car?
yes.
all right. So last week when
Here.
on Monday,
Carro. Se chocó.
I had been in the hospital since Thursday night, and on Monday, I was in the hospital, and I had finally, I think it was Monday. Yeah, Monday afternoon, Monday evening, I'd finally been able to kind of turn the corner, and at that point, I guess it's the power of positive thinking, something I'm not really good at normally,
I
but I
disagree,
really wanted
Mike.
to. Well, I wanted to get out of that hospital. I really did. And the fact is, the weight of the world was on me because, and I don't look. I'm not trying to say poor me, but the fact is, I was not going to miss the show if there was any, even the most remote possibility. I was going to get. My thing was, I was just hoping against hope that by the time I did get to the plane going out to Reno, that I would feel reasonably okay.
Yeah,
and I did. Thank God
Good.
for that. So we had, these are the moving parts of the O'Maras traveling out to Reno. This was going to be a getaway weekend for Carla, and Carla was going to drive up to Virginia to visit with her mom. She's supposed to leave on Sunday. She ended up leaving on Tuesday morning, a.m., and she was going to drive up to drop our son off to be with his grandmother and then fly with you guys out to Reno. So let's just say we've been down here since April. We don't have a tremendous support network down here in South Florida. And Carla, without me around, is on her own. And I'm going to cut her a little bit of slack that she was pretty shaken up by the fact that I was sitting there. It's tough to see somebody you love in a hospital bed, and she kept
Could've
walking
been
in.
curtains.
So Monday I make the call. I said, you never know, Oscar.
I sat there. I was like, oh, please, baby Jesus, I need another 5 years out of this man.
Yeah, you know what it'll be? He's such a
Please,
jerk.
baby Jesus. I made the call on Monday. I said, Carla, go. Get up there and go. I'm going. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get discharged on Tuesday.
Was
that's
it?
what they
Did you
said.
say it that way, or was it? Carla, go.
No, because I wanted her out there with me. It was more important for her, in my mind, to be in Reno in case I wasn't doing that great.
Right.
Than it was for her to, who gives a rat's ass about getting out of the hospital? I get a cab and I get a rent a car and I was fine and I was fine. But the fact is that I had to send her on her way and she was just, the trip was rushed. It was last minute. And I got the call from Carla. Days run together, guys, so bear with me. I'm not sure what day it happened. Was she in Florida or
Virginia?
She was in Florida. She was gassing up the car, and she pulled into this gas station. I guess at the last minute, she made the determination that she did not want to get gas at this particular place. She decided that she wanted to go to another gas station. I'm not sure why this happened, but she wanted to go to another gas station, and she at the last minute made a different change, a change where she didn't want to go. So she decided to spin around and go to the right, and she unfortunately she took the whole side of the SUV off in the gas station, and she said, I had a little problem. And meanwhile, I'm sitting there, in the hospital room going, What happened? You totaled the car? She didn't know, we don't know if she totaled it yet. I don't even have an update on it because we've gotten off the plane and we're doing the show right now.
Yeah.
I know that she drove the car.
A picture? They're
No,
smartphones. You both have
Oscar, this is one time I didn't want to see it. I did not need to see it. I just didn't want to see that. It was more that was circuit overload.
He's busy. He doesn't
want
to see it. Yeah.
I didn't want to see it.
So did she?
I didn't want to see it.
Did she have to take a rental car up to the Virginia?
After she was in the gas station.
As long as she's okay.
After she was in the gas station, she did actually move on and get a rental car. And then she said, but it's drivable. And then she called me right back and she said, well, it's really not drivable. The steering wheel is at a really weird angle. And I'm going to have to.
Do you know how hard you I mean, I've seen wheels move, but to hit a car hard enough to alter the steering wheel?
It's like axle.
Yeah,
it was very bad. Very bad.
Did you ask if she could bend it back? Push it.
Look, I got people putting needles in my stomach, okay? I'm not.
They're just things, Mike. They're just things.
That's all right.
They're things. And at this point, I had to get her up to Virginia. I had Reno. I had doctors. I had this, and I just wanted to get. At a certain point, you have to prioritize. If I had stressed out over the car, I'm afraid that I might still be in that hospital room.
True enough.
I was that freaked out.
When did she get off of her learner's permit?
She actually took the car. She managed to get the car back to our home, and then the car had to be towed from our house.
Now, how far did she have to
to
push
the body shop?
How far did she have to push it?
I don't know.
Mike, you have to be honest, and I know that the most important thing, what's paramount is safety, right? So she's fine.
Yes.
There's got to be a part of you now that feels better. Reno's over with. That says, I just got to figure out how bad it actually is.
Yeah, have you seen?
There are two things in my world today that that come in front of that. Okay.
Okay.
Number one is I'm getting a haircut, and number two is
you're avoiding. You're just avoiding it now.
Might not do it. Number two, I got to pick the dogs up. They're at the kennel. Got to pick my little babies up today. Got to do the old drill of picking poop up in bags.
Oh, no.
But speaking of which,
I might leave the dogs one extra night.
I think you should.
You should.
You know what? Have Carla pick them up. It would be such a treat for the dogs.
Let me ask her if I could do that. Let me do that.
You know, Mike, it is. I know that you probably somewhere in your body you feel that it would have been better if you had been with Carla when you had been hit by the car.
Yeah.
And think about it. If you had been there when the car came out of nowhere and slammed into your automobile, it might have been your first solid bowel movement since August.
Yeah, but you realize no car hit her.
All right, hold on. We're calling Carla right now.
Just ran into something.
Well, I'm trying to sort of coach it.
Hi,
better.
baby. You're on the show. How are you?
Oh, I'm still recovering.
It's good to hear your voice. I have a favor to ask.
Okay.
All right. We're talking about the car. Have you got an update on the car yet, as far as the damage?
No, I haven't.
Okay. When did they say they were going to do that?
Well, I mean, she did call on Friday and say something about. She left me a message. I don't know. She left a message. I don't remember what it said. I think she's going to call me today.
So you don't know what's going on with the car.
Priorities.
No, she basically said that they have the car and that they're going to start their process on.
It does not look good.
And then when
Okay.
she finds that information out, she'll give me a call back.
I have a favor to ask, and the reason I'm
Car
asking you.
muerta.
All right, shut up, boys. All right, they're giving you a hard time. Carla. They're
we
giving
love
you a hard
Carla.
time.
Why?
All right, let me ask you this. I have a favor to ask.
totaled the
Okay,
car.
you know we got just back from Reno, and we were doing the show, and we kind of putting the new equipment back in today. I have a favor. Could I leave the dogs in prison for just one more night? Could I do that?
Why?
Because I want to relax and I want to just chill out here. And then, oh, is the baby crying?
Yeah, he wanted something.
He want.
Yeah, he wants the dogs to be out today.
Would you? Would you be mad at me? Would you be mad at me if I let the dog spend one more night in jail?
I mean, I wouldn't be mad, but I don't understand why.
You wouldn't be mad, but you don't understand why. Just because I want to kind of, take care of me. I want to just chill out, maybe, bop around, take a motorcycle ride, and just relax and enjoy life a little bit.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to do that, I'm okay with that.
Okay, I might not. I might.
She's
pick them
not
up
okay.
anyway.
She's not okay
She's
with
not.
that.
No,
No,
I'll
she's
be
not
picking
okay
up.
with that. No,
Honey,
no, no.
dear, I'll be picking up the dogs
Yeah.
today. Thank you very much. Okay. All right.
I am surrounded by the weakest men in my life.
You can't.
You guys
you
don't
can't-
do
what?
dick
All right,
for
no,
yourselves.
don't pound your Bolivian chest to me. All right, honey, I gotta go. They can't. She can't hear you. She can't hear you.
Mike,
You can't hear
Mike,
them. Wait,
Mike,
shut
Mike,
up!
Mike.
I'm talking to my wife. Hold on a minute.
Mike.
All right. I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Mike. That's a good song.
That is the hardest thing to do. I'm listening to you guys on headphones. I've got her on the speaker. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's tough. It is.
Mommy,
Oh,
can
my
I
God.
please have the dogs tomorrow and not today?
Now, Mike, have
What's
you-
wrong with you?
I know Carla has not checked in with the car. Have
They're
you
part
checked?
of the family, Oscar.
Do you know that they're still alive? It might be a pointless trip. I mean, call. I'm just saying, like with the dry cleaner,
is
call
not
before you
nice.
stop by. You know, you want to make sure. You want to make sure that your coat's ready.
You say they're dead? Oh, man. What a
Not
shame
gonna
that
pay.
is.
Senor Michael Axel,
Yeah.
you need a new one.
The steering wheel it is going the wrong way or something. Este muerta.
You both are avoiding. That's
yeah,
great.
really, what
I
you
love
need.
it.
The only proper solution is have.
We are dragged around by our women in our life.
Oh,
who
God,
have
yeah.
their little
Not we.
priorities.
Wouldn't
you
it be
know.
great
Not
if
we.
you could
Yeah.
have Beluga call and check on the car?
Claro.
Hello, this is Beluga. I'd like to find out if Mike's car is fine. Yes, sir. Thank you. How is he doing? Yes, that's very good.
Well, we're back from Reno. We're very happy to be
Yes.
back, and
And for
I
the
will
last
get the
time,
dogs
Mike,
today.
for the last
Yes.
time, I just want to play this one more time.
Oh yeah.
I'll be so glad to get it out of my iPad.
Well,
but,
you might play it again if we do another one. you
Yes,
know,
we
and
will, but
I'm
not
actually
for-
looking forward to doing another one.
Can we get past Christmas before we announce it?
Well, we're not. I'm
Mike, you
thinking
told
we're gonna wait.
everybody we're going to New Orleans.
Exactly.
I
in
did.
2
I
years.
did, and that's where I want to
Yes.
go. And
Yes.
Oscar Santana, that's your job to start working on that.
Hey,
there
hey,
you go.
hey.
All right.
Wait till you see the totals from this trip first.
I think that Harrah's, the fine property in New Orleans, would be probably very well served by opening up
Is
one of
there-
their little ballrooms for our people.
Is there an MGM property in New Orleans, or is it just Harrah's?
I don't know.
Okay, because we have a good relationship with the MGM people.
We've got 2
Well,
years.
is that who owns Circus Circus?
Yeah.
That's an MGM property?
You bet.
It is.
Yep.
Really?
The MGM family.
Yeah. Family.
Family.
The MGM
This
Aren't there
man
like
is dying.
Aren't there like two casino companies that own everything anyway? Isn't that the way that works?
Yeah, I think it is. I think you're absolutely right. The big ones. It's
Yeah,
the MGM and then
Kirkland.
Kirkland.
I think is the
No. But you're right. You're right. Is it Wynn? Does he own most of them?
No, I
as well?
think Wynn is like really particular. He just owns his Wynn casinos.
Okay, perfect.
It is a big one though. Is it it's the one that owns the Sands people now, right?
Mm.
I don't know. Can you look at this, Mac? Do you have that tiny computer
can
over there?
someone help us out?
Here's my thought
Actually, got it
process.
right
I
here.
think that we've gone to the West Coast, we've gone to the East Coast, we've gone to the West Coast twice, and we've gone to the East twice. We've gone to Reno twice, we've done Virginia twice, and I think the middle part of the country, the southern middle part of the country, has been underserved, and I think that is a perfect destination city. And I think that if we were able to pull that off, why are you making a face? Why are you
Well,
making
he's
a face?
making a face because he still smells like the last appearance. It's a
Yes,
little
he does,
soon, I
right.
think.
he's sleep
I've
deprived.
looked at our map, and as far as population of listeners,
Yeah.
It's really not the same for a place like Sacramento or Reno than it
well,
is
we're
in New
also
Orleans.
not. I'm not looking to get to 600 people. I'm looking to get
Oh,
300.
he says that now, Rob.
Okay.
Yeah, well, remember
And I'm
those
not
words.
looking-
Isolate that.
You're the same one that said this is not about a money-making venture as
not.
much as it is serving our
After
listeners.
we
So,
pulled the trigger.
yeah, this is. All right, we'll work. I've got 2 years to work on.
2 years.
Oscar.
I know
That's what
one
we'll do.
thing for sure. You probably won't be driving there.
Thank you, boys. I appreciate that. News you may not need. We'll take a break. Come back with more. You're listening to the Mike O'Mara Show.
The Tony Perkins Show.
Hi, I'm Tony Perkins.
Hi, I'm Gary Stein.
On this week's episode of the show, something new, something different. Gary is aggravated about something.
Can you believe it?
Also, we're going to play Trivial Pursuit.
And we're in mourning for Saturday morning cartoons.
Very clever, Gary.
Thank you.
On this week's episode of the Tony Perkins Show.
It's Tony and Gary.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Face it.
Face it.
There is no great way to borrow money. Whether it be friends, family, credit card companies, or traditional bank loans, you have to pick your poison. Until now, with a low fixed-rate loan with Prosper.com, there is a better way. Borrow up to $35,000 in as few as 5 days and use the money for just about anything you want. Pay off high-rate credit cards, fix up the house for the holidays, even put it into your business.
Yeah.
This is a time of year, people, where everybody needs a little extra cash, and this is the way to do it with Prosper. Prosper's online marketplace connects people who need money with those who want to invest in you. Don't run up your credit cards this holiday season. Pay them off with Prosper. To check your low rate instantly without affecting your good credit, go to prosper.com/TMOS. You know, you might be saying to yourself right now, oh, I really wanted to get these things for my family.
Yeah, for Christmas.
This is when I want to do it. Check it out. See what the rate is, and they'll give you the information. For a limited time, our listeners will also get a $50 Visa gift card with your low-interest loan. That's up to $35,000 in your account in as few as 5 days, and a $50 Visa gift card. Just go to prosper.com/TMOS. That's prosper.com/TMOS. Here is the disclaimer. I'm going to try to read it as fast as I
Attaboy.
can. Other restrictions apply. See site for program Visa. I'm sorry, I'll do it again.
That's fine.
Other restrictions apply. See site for program and Visa prepaid card details. All personal loans are made by Web Bank of Utah. I'll do it again. Okay. Other restrictions apply. See site for program and Visa prepaid card details. All personal loans are made by Web Bank, a Utah Chartered Industrial Bank, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender. Thank you. Let yourself prosper. That's prosper.com/TMOS. And I think that was okay, right? I did.
Yeah, you got it right. You're good to go.
All right.
Also,
Thank you.
Oh.
Boo. Also, what, Oscar? What did you want to say?
I just wanted to say that, again, today we're doing a show. We just got in.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, because we're professionals. Look it up in the book, baby.
Sort of a loose definition of show, but yes, we're here.
Here we go with news you may not need. YouTube frontman Bono has injured his arm while riding a bicycle in New York City.
Oh, man.
Posting
What
on the
a
board.
jerk.
Yeah, what a jerk. A posting on the band's website Sunday says Bono injured his arm in a cycling spill in Central Park and will require surgery to repair it. The posting by guitarist The Edge, bassist Adam Clayton, and drummer Larry Mullen did not say when or how the accident happened. The bandmates also said they'll have to reschedule their planned week-long appearance on NBC's Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. And I'm sorry, I love U2. I'm a fan of U2, but after the whole forced album thing and then a week on NBC, how about we do, like, concerts and maybe showing up on a TV show once? What's this saturation thing they're in?
How about a better album? Did you hear about them in their airplane last week? We never got a chance to talk about it. They were in a flight and their luggage door fell off the plane while they were in flight. The cabin never depressurized, but the door that holds the luggage in just fell off the plane.
Wow.
It's
Private
a
jet,
bad couple weeks for Paul Hewson.
Very, very bad for
Bono?
you two.
That's his name.
I know that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a story about Beyonce Knowles' sister. What's her name, Rob?
Oh, the sister? It's Solange.
She's known for her fashion as much as her music, and her weekend wedding didn't disappoint. Her publicist confirmed Sunday that the 28-year-old singer and sister of
Oh, the sister of Solange is.
She wed 51-year-old video director Alan Ferguson over the weekend. The bride and groom, the bride and groom both wore ivory, a color also worn by key attendees, including the bride's mother, Tina, brother-in-law Jay-Z, and niece Blue Ivy. Well, was Beyonce there? Was she there? It didn't say her.
Sounds like it sounds like she should have been there, right?
Blue
Yeah,
Ivy's
she had
driving
to be
already.
there.
Yeah.
She had to be there.
Wreck the car.
Whatever. Jose Canseco's reattached finger didn't stay reattached.
This is so bad.
On Friday, he tweeted, quote, "I was playing in a poker tournament last night and my finger fell off." Someone took a video of it. He added, quote, "My finger should have been amputated from the beginning. It was very loose with no bone to connect it."
That's the worst thing ever.
Disgusting.
Here, Rob, you'll like this. It was also smelling really bad. Then he tweeted a disgusting picture of the finger before it fell off with the caption, "Maybe I will sell it on eBay. After all, that finger hit 462 home runs."
True story.
I like that. That's good.
It was the
Dumb
best
and
tip
Dumber
the dealer
2.
got, though.
Yes, thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Dumb and Dumber 2 is the new. He had to get it in there. Dumb and Dumber took a while, but then he'll get jam it in there. Dumb and Dumber 2 is the new #1 movie in the country. It made $38 million. And by the way, I listen to Sirius on occasion, and our old friend Ron Bennington did just a killer interview with the Farrelly brothers. Really loved listening to Ron talk to them. Really fun guys and really down-to-earth guys. Great interview if you're a fan of the Farrelly brothers like I am. Dumb and Dumber 2, I've heard mixed reviews on it. It made $38.1 million. The first Dumb and Dumber made $16.4 million when it opened 20 years ago. Adjusted for inflation, that works out to about $26 million in today's dollars. I don't know why they're doing that, but it means that the Dumb and Dumber 2, the sequel, made more money its opening weekend.
But I also think that the first Dumb and Dumber had a longer ride because it was not expected to be as funny as it was. This one had a lot of press leading up. I think they're going to see a big drop-off.
The only other new movie to crack the top 10 was Beyond the Lights, which made $6.5 million, and that ended up in fourth place, if you care about those things. Well, this debate is settled. No need to ever argue about it again. Men are better at directions than women.
Woo!
Thank you.
Especially the body shop.
That's right.
Keep
Researchers
it up,
researchers from the University of Utah went to Namibia in Africa and had dozens of people from remote tribes try to navigate with maps for the first time.
Wow.
And the men did noticeably better than the women. The researchers think there's an evolutionary reason men needed the ability to figure out directions to more remote places when they were looking for wives. So men who were better at navigating were more likely to reproduce and pass on their genes. Somebody's thinking too much. Anyway, the researchers found that the men from the tribes who were the best at reading maps also had more children than men who weren't as good. I don't know how.
Well, I think that, Mike, you have to find the hole.
In other words, your ability to read a map is a good prediction of how you'll do with the ladies. Can you, excuse me, can you guys read the maps okay? Can you do that?
I was one of my first jobs when I delivered furniture. I was the navigator on the truck.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Did you have a map book or the big map that folds out?
No, it was the ADC maps that we used. Those ones you used to buy at 7-Eleven. I guess they're extinct now because extinct, man.
I call BS on that. I'm great with maps, and I'm horrible with women.
Well, that's
show killer, show killer, show killer, show killer, show killer, show killer. Well timed.
Thank you, Mac. Yes. I appreciate that. Sorry I yelled at you in the elevator. A man with severe lactose intolerance ate some cheese on Saturday. His girlfriend was gone, and he was cleaning up the house to surprise her when she came back, but the cheese kept making him break wind. So he came up with a brilliant idea. He just vacuumed his own flatulence to keep the smell from stinking up the house. This is not going to end well.
No, this is interesting.
He was excited because it would keep it all sealed up in the vacuum cleaner bag, but it didn't work out quite the way he planned. Quote, "It turns out that between the negative pressure of the vacuum and the positive pressure of the fart, the effect was stronger than anticipated. The gas was rapidly absorbed into the vacuum tube, along with the end of his large intestine.
Oh, no, he put it up. Oh, no, that's
Oh,
not
God.
okay.
No, that's a
Yes,
category too, I think.
This guy
Gotta be real drunk
accidentally
to click on it.
he accidentally vacuumed his sphincter right out of his body.
Jeez.
Oh, no.
He had to go to the hospital.
That is so gross.
Hospital. I sucked it out, Mo.
He posted his story online as he was being prepped for surgery to reconstruct his colon. I wonder how that went. Okay, I wonder what that's like. Oh, God.
Commercial
And
grade.
now, ladies and gentlemen, a little something, something. A 23-year-old computer engineering student at Fresno State University. There's a town we used to be on in. Fresno State University in California. He broke into a barn in the agriculture department last week to have sex with a sheep.
Oh.
Some other students walking by heard strange noises, and when they went inside, they busted him. He was in the act, right in the middle of it. So they called the cops. The guy told the cops that he was drunk and stressed out over a midterm exam, so he had sex with the sheep for stress relief. That's what he told the cops. He had to be drunk.
Not okay.
He has been charged with sexual assault of an animal, and veterinarians are monitoring the sheep to make sure she's okay. Here's the best part. You know the guy. You know what he got on his midterm?
What's that?
An A.
Happy ending.
Thank you very much. Yeah, all right, that's good stuff. Hey, how about that? Hope you like your news you may not need. We're going to take a little break, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Mike O'Barry Show. Want to thank everybody that showed up for Reno, Nevada. Want to say a big salute right now to those spinners. They were on our plane, and they had a great show up at Lake Tahoe. If you get a chance to see them in your city, check out the spinners, everybody.
Hey folks, Mickey Coachella here, and I would like to invite you guys to listen to my podcast, It's Mickey, and if you like to listen to fast-paced talk, occasional disagreements, and just all-around interesting stories, I think we're the right show for you. We can be heard right here on the More Broadcasting Network, or you can just go to itsmickey.com, that's ITSMICKEY.com. So give us a listen and join in on the fun. If nothing else, you'll love laughing at what a moron I can be. That's itsmickey.com and It's Mickey on iTunes.
Look forward to that next Mickey show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Blinds.com. Everybody knows that I installed my own shutters. I really did. It was the easiest thing to do with Blinds.com. And I mismeasured the third window and contacted Blinds.com, and guess what was waiting for me when I got back from Reno? My brand new blinds, shutters rather.
Yeah.
The plantation shutters that I'm going to put up there. I'm going to do that this week, and I'm very, very psyched that they made that right. No extra expense for me. Blinds.com offers all the top names to make your windows look their best. Plus, their Sure Fit guarantee means that installation is always a snap. And when they say Sure Fit, just like when I mismeasured, and it was my fault, but they took the blinds back, and they gave me the new ones, and these shutters are going to go in this week. I am very, very psyched, and I cannot tell you, they didn't know that I was a radio guy when I called Blinds.com. The people at Blinds.com are so incredibly helpful and friendly, and you don't get that all the time anymore. 61% of the business at Blinds.com comes from repeat or referred customers. I can understand why, because I'm raving about it. With their 30-day price guarantee, you know you'll get the best deal no matter what. Give your home a gift for the holidays. New blinds from Blinds.com. You can get 15 to 20% off select designer window treatments from top brands with a free cordless upgrade. Also, Norman brand products, including their child and pet safe designer shutters, are 20% off, plus free shipping on most orders. Remember, Blinds.com offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. Be like me with my plantation shutters. Use Blinds.com. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to open up the audio vault for Monday, November 17, 2014. Rob Speedway.
We had so much good time together this weekend, Mike, and all you kept talking about is, God, Rob, I wish there was another award show on television. Well, your dream came true, Mike, as they premiered the Hollywood Film Awards. Two funny moments I want to give you, because it doesn't look like the people are really taking it seriously. I still love Jennifer Lopez. J-Lo's on stage and is talking about the new movie, How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Okay.
And I like this little slip up here.
Tonight's Hollywood Animation Award goes to DreamWorks Animation's How to Train Your Dragon 2. You don't want to drain your dragon. Beautifully written and directed. Beautifully written and directed.
So you don't want to drain your dragon. That
Nice
was
save.
actually not the best moment, though. Johnny Depp, who probably, I don't know, he seems shy in real life. I don't know if it's a gimmick or
They're
what.
saying he was completely wasted at this show.
He was loud. This is like if they'd gotten me at 3 o'clock in the morning after the show and said, hey, Rob, you need to stop talking to listeners and come present an award. I'd say, great, let's do it. And this is the way it would sound. Here's Johnny Depp.
That's the weirdest microphone I've ever seen in my life.
Sounds like Todd.
Hey, listen.
I'm not very good at this kind of thing.
F-bomb.
No. Watch, I'm going to read this thing. For decades, Shep Gordon has been one of the most beloved and respected talent managers in the music industry. He is also currently the star and subject of the documentary Supermensch, because he is a mensch. And I have been very, very lucky to have him in my life. He's someone I consider a great friend, somebody, an incredibly loyal friend. And so you have to watch the film. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's one of those nights.
Okay, they go to the clip package and come back.
Oh, there's more?
My good friend, it's a real honor to pass this to him. Shep Gordon, please.
So that's him.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You know, I always thought, I think he might do that at other shows, but he's kept it a little more
I've never
together.
seen anything like that, yeah.
Yeah, I think
I always
a
thought
lot
he
of
was like
times-
Johnny Depp talked like that all the time. Hey, here I am,
But, and there was one of the perfect tells in there is when he strays from the copy and you think he's doing great. He says, like, it's Supermensch because he is a mensch.
This is mensch.
He's
And
like,
at one
"I got
point,
this, I got this."
at one point, he just trails off where he's like, and we want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Lost his train of thought. While we're in Hollywood, I love lists like this. They're starting to reveal, I forget where I saw this, some website. It's a book called The Sonic Boom, forgive me. Talks about how they created some of the most iconic sound effects in Hollywood history. For example, I played this earlier for Rofo. It's not really Rofo. It's Darth Vader. And do you know how they created the sound of him breathing?
How?
Sucking their farts out with a vacuum cleaner?
It is a highly amplified scuba mask. That's all it is.
Oh, wow.
But it's become just absolutely associated with that. Here's another great one. This is actually from Return of the Jedi, but they used it in all of the Star Wars movies. The lightsabers.
I love the lightsaber is one of my favorite all-time sound effects in the world.
And I had no idea how they did it. They created the sound using motors from an old TV film projector and TV interference recorded through a raw, unshielded microphone.
Wow. How do you
All right, hit it
think
again. I
to
want to
do
hear that one.
Okay,
again.
okay, here's the lightsabers again. I'm sorry?
Like
So
a-
it's TV
a
interference
film?
and a film projector.
So it's like the film projector's booting up.
Right.
Wow.
Isn't that
And
cool?
TV interference, nobody even gets TV interference. It's all digital now.
How you're gonna love this one, Mike. Here's a quote from one of our favorite holiday films.
This sign of the holy cross of our Lord Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with the Father and the Holy Spirit.
You can hear the sound of Reagan's head spinning in The Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
That was created by bending an old wallet that had credit cards in it. The
Let me
sound
hear
of the
that
head
again.
turning. You want to hear one more
Yeah.
time? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Here's Exorcist.
By this sign of the holy cross of our Lord Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with the Father and the Holy Spirit.
So cool.
It still gives me the creeps.
Totally
So
love
cool.
these.
All right, Raiders of the Lost Ark, when Indy is chased by the boulder. Now, the boulder was big, but it only weighed a few hundred pounds.
I think I know what it is.
What is it?
A bowling ball.
It was, they rolled a Honda Civic down a gravel driveway. I think we've had this one before, but I would not be a completist if I didn't play it. The T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Is a multi-track mixdown of a whale, a lion, an alligator, a tiger, a koala, a baby elephant, and a Jack Russell Terrier slowed down.
Wow.
That's
Too
cool. I
cool.
like that.
And
Too cool.
I really liked the Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. That was my favorite one. Here's the sound of him when he's figuring out how to shoot webs. So the sound of the web leaving his arm. It is a multi-track amalgam of a cat spitting, a bullwhip cracking, and the launch of a model rocket.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? I love that stuff.
And that's still and that's a relatively recent movie, so they actually still do it old school when they're recording some of these sound effects.
It's an art form. And Oscar, I think that Conan is stealing from you and Todd. He had an app of the week.
What?
Developers are working on a new app that gives you a 10-second warning before an earthquake. Yeah. The app is called Too Late.
That's your Magic Audio Vault. Welcome back, Mike. It's great to see you. Have a good Monday, everybody.
We got to get out of here, everybody. Thanks so much for all of you supporting our show out in Reno, Nevada. We had an incredible weekend. Our thanks also to all the good people at Circus Circus, and really a terrific group of people. And our DJ out there as well. I'll give him another shot. GJ
AM Jacker, Brian Nelson.
AM Jacker, thanks so much. That concludes our broadcast day. Always write us a letter. Send it to TMOS, P.O. Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia 20177. Email all technical queries to ponyboy@MikeO'MaraShow.com. And if you want to be part of the legendary popular Wednesday mailbag segment, drop a line to the Jolly One, Rob @MikeO'MaraShow.com. And that's it. We got to get out of here. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
This episode of TMOS was brought to you by Prosper. Prosper is a peer-to-peer lending marketplace which connects people who are looking to borrow money with those who have money to lend. Visit prosper.com/TMOS and receive a $50 Visa prepaid card when you get a loan. That's prosper.com/TMOS.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.